All right. How you doing? This is David. Uh, Never did anything like this before, so just wanted to talk about the police shooting that happened in Philadelphia. I'm a Philadelphia resident myself. My wife actually used to live around there where it took place. If you don't know, there were 6 police officers that were shot in the Erie Avenue area during an initial warrant search, I believe it was, narcotics team. And apparently, 4 assailants on the porch were apprehended. Then the fifth assailant that was barricaded in the house apparently had some sort of a high-powered weapon. I'm assuming an assault rifle. The 6 officers resulted in being shot. Um, they pretty much had hostages, which were rescued. Hostages were rescued, and police officers that were injured, non-life threatening, were taken to the hospital, and eventually the SWAT team tear gassed the suspect and they apprehended him. And he's facing, I think, 35 years. I'm not sure, but he's not getting out anytime soon. One of the details of this story that was kind of interesting to me, first saying that our condolences go to the family and the police officers that were injured. One other police officer was injured also in a car accident. I think when he was responding to the scene, I'm not sure. He wasn't shot, but he was injured in a car accident, but also non-life threatening. Um, Apparently, the assailant was live streaming during the standoff, which it seems like most media outlets have very little information on. Initially, when it was live on the news, they didn't want to say but so much because he could be watching what was happening in real time and giving him updates, which he could have been doing. Not really clear about that. It sounded strange at first, though, to live stream a shootout. But like I said, very little information, and still to this day, no information has been let out about that. Um, with everything that's going on in the world today, especially in politics, since we're getting close to the presidential re-election, and gun control is one of the main subjects that they've been talking about. Now, I don't feel personally that this story per se relates to gun control. Um, as you see, both parties have different views on what the core issues that are related to mass shootings and things of that nature. Him being an African American male, it being an assault rifle, the narrative can be changed. It can be different. He could have possibly gotten this gun legally, and that kind of changes the narrative to where the mass shootings are usually Caucasian males, and the issue of how they get their guns is never really brought up, but it gets turned into a mental health subject, and they over politicize these issues while real people are dying um, in the mass shootings. And as far as the criminal element, you have real uh, police officers are being shot and people are in the crossfires. I think it's a shame. I think it's a real shame that these issues are used as a political platform to promote your election and your campaign, whether you are the president or just a nominee that's running for the presidency. It's terrible. I often second guess politics altogether. I mean, I am for the people. Um, I am for civil rights, of course, uh, gun control, mental health. All the issues are real issues, but they use the issues to combat each other, and that's where it becomes it becomes a show, it becomes puppetry, and it becomes a distraction, and nothing gets done ultimately. So we still have the issues of mass shooting, and it seems like in this country we're the highest when it comes to these types of things, if at all. I don't hear any news about any other countries just having random shootings, and then to blame it on mental health versus writing legislation that could keep high-powered weapons out of normal citizens' hands. Both issues are relevant, but they shouldn't be used to combat each other and to a stalemate to where nothing gets done. But living in the United States, this is the country that we live in, and that's how it is right now. So we vote for the person who we feel will represent our views to the best of their ability, which is still 101 shot once you get in office. That you have those situations where parties are fighting parties and nothing gets done, even in office, and it really just feels like a waste of time. Um, I'm not going to spend too much time talking about that because that's a stalemate within itself. But like I said before, I am for the people. I am for anything that helps out minorities, small businesses, anything that is generally helpful, that actually does something progressive. These are the things that I'm most that I vote for, that I believe in. In other news, uh, Jeffrey Epstein, his will has been released, and his estate and his assets, which is up into the hundreds of millions, is being negotiated. Now, the will was written and signed, well, was signed officially 2 days before his alleged suicide, and the only person who could be receiving these assets is his brother as of now. But they're trying to fight to see if it's possible that the victims of the alleged sex ring families could be compensated somehow with these millions. Honestly, when it comes to predators, the people that prey on children, um, and the misinformation that we've had all these years, not looking towards people that we knew, not looking at women, children, any situations to where people have been assaulted by family members, not strangers in park vans. Um,